The untouchable True School Sports Empire proudly presents something the boxing game's been missing. Hey, what's going on? It's your boy BT, and I came here to talk some boxing with the thousands of True School Sports subscribers. Now, make sure you guys do yourself a damn favor. Hit that like and subscribe button, and surely you will not be disappointed. Make sure you let YouTube know that your boy BT's putting out good content. Get those algorithms on the right wavelength. Now, listen, we got interesting news. There's a lot of interesting news coming out the closer boxing gets, the more interviews fighters and trainers do. But there was recently some interesting information disclosed on the Chris Mannix podcast. Now, shout out to Chris Mannix. You know, I'm not the best commentator in the world, but his podcast is one of the best out there. I had a chance to listen to it a couple times. I got mad love with Chris Mannix in his podcast, so go check it out if you haven't already. But he was recently interviewing Freddie Roach on his show, and Freddie Roach disclosed some interesting ambitions for Manny Pacquiao. Now, you might say, BT, Manny Pacquiao is a guy that's won a world title in 8 weight classes. He's been lineal champion in like 4 or 5 weight classes. This guy's fought all the best fighters of his era. What more could Manny Pacquiao possibly have to do? How much more ambitious can this guy get? You know, he's not very big. He's won a world title all the way up to 147. Well, it was disclosed recently on the Mannix podcast that Manny Pacquiao has ambitions to move up to middleweight and fight a guy like Gennady Golovkin. So let's get into the comments, and then we will dissect by piece, brick by brick, as we tend to do here on True School Sports. So here's what Freddie Roach said, saying, I quote, "One thing about Manny is he doesn't just want to fight, he doesn't want to just beat anybody. He wants to beat the best out there. He wants to fight the top guys. I like the Mikey Garcia fight." He then goes on by saying, I quote, "But the thing is, Manny might want to go a little bit higher and fight GGG or one of those guys who's supposed to be the best. I would not advise him to go to 160 pounds. No, that would be a little crazy. But putting him at 147 was a risk at one time, and it worked out really, really, really good." Now, for those of you wondering, would Golovkin be Manny Pacquiao's biggest opponent? The answer to that question is absolutely not. Antonio Margarito, who he fought back in his prime, was 5'11". Triple G is about 5'10" and a half. And just like Manny Pacquiao, Triple G is also on the back nine of his career. So these are two fighters that are declined within their careers. And this is definitely something very ambitious for Manny Pacquiao, you know, because first of all, him going to 160 is already hard enough as it is, but him going to 160 at 41 years old to fight Gennady Golovkin, that's just, you gotta respect Manny Pacquiao. Guys like him, guys like Floyd Mayweather, these guys, you gotta appreciate them, because a lot of times in boxing, you get these fighters, and a lot of times these fighters, once they win the world title, and them checks start rolling in, and they got the nice house, and they got the pretty wife, and they pop out a couple kids, they have no ambition to do anything else. There's nothing else to fight for because they've accomplished everything they set out to do. But with guys like Manny Pacquiao and Floyd Mayweather, these guys still find that motivation to still be the best, even at their advanced ages. Even though Floyd Mayweather has retired from boxing, you watch him train in the gym, he's training harder than 90% of the fighters in boxing. So, kudos to him and kudos to Manny Pacquiao. I'm a fan of both fighters. Now, as for this fight with Gennady Golovkin, I'm not even going to lie to you guys. Pacquiao fan for life. I love Pacquiao. I wouldn't mind seeing it. I really wouldn't, because, first of all, the argument that Golovkin is too big for Manny Pacquiao, well, guess what? Every fighter Manny Pacquiao has fought, pretty much since he moved up to 147 or 140, was too big for him. Margarito was too big for him. Mosley was too big for him. You know, a lot of these guys are too big for him, and he managed to prevail. And I understand he's not the Manny Pacquiao of 2009. I understand he's not, you know, the guy that you guys referred to as Sinner Pacquiao before he got saved and became a Christian. Now, he's not Sinner Pacquiao anymore, but he's still extremely elusive. He's in extremely great condition, and let's have it right, man. Like, look, Gennady Golovkin can still punch. He's still dangerous if he can land on you. But I saw Steve Rolls counterpunching Golovkin. I saw Steve Rolls win a round off Golovkin. You know, I saw Steve Rolls have success against Golovkin. And I know Manny Pacquiao is shorter and he's a different style than Steve Rolls. And he's a much better fighter than Steve Rolls. But I don't think it's far-fetched that Manny Pacquiao could go to 160 and beat Triple G. I really don't. Triple G is a fighter that doesn't like to throw punches to the body. He's not known for closing the gap and dipping to the body. He's not a fighter that I think will be able to control Manny Pacquiao with just his jab like he did like a David Lemieux or something like that. And I think he will struggle to find Manny Pacquiao. I mean, let's have it right. He fought Kell Brook, a guy who doesn't fight with the angles or in the semicircles that Manny Pacquiao likes to fight in. And it took him, it didn't take him a ton of time to find Kell Brook, but Kell Brook had his successes. He was able to touch Golovkin with some flush shots. But that was years ago. Golovkin has been through some tough hellacious fights with Canelo. He had a hellacious fight with Derevyanchenko. He has more miles on the odometer than Manny Pacquiao. You see what I'm saying? And I just believe in a fight like that, Manny Pacquiao would have advantages in the area of foot speed and I don't want to say punching power, but the ability to land the shots that you don't see. So that makes it an interesting fight to me. Now, can he win the fight? Very debatable. Most people will say no. I'd give him a good chance. Be Golovkin. I really would, because I think it's going to be tough for Golovkin to find Manny Pacquiao in the ring. Now I will say around maybe that 5th, 6th round, if the pace slows down and Pacquiao can't continuously move laterally and punch from these weird angles, then Golovkin will probably get him out of there. Because if you go back and you watch the Thurman fight in the middle or later rounds, Pacquiao, when the action was slowed down, Thurman was catching him with good flush shots. So you've already seen the quote-unquote blueprint and how to beat him at this age if you can slow the action down. And how do you do that? You do that with a jab. You do that by keeping it at distance. So look, I'm not going to knock his ambitions. Manny Pacquiao's earned the right. If he wants to fight Gennady Golovkin, then he can fight Gennady Golovkin. Who am I to tell the great 8th division world champion what he can and can't do? Is it the best move for his career at this point in time? Probably not. But if he beats Gennady, let's just consider what would happen if he beat Gennady Golovkin. If he somehow does what he's done his whole career, goes up to 160, beats Gennady Golovkin, and becomes a champion in the 9th weight division. Does that make Manny Pacquiao the greatest pound-for-pound fighter who ever lived? I think that's a serious discussion that would need to be had. I mean, I know I'm not as well versed on the history of the sport as some other people here on YouTube, but to do that in the modern era against these fighters these days, it's unprecedented stuff. So I'd like to see it. If you can't get Crawford done, if you can't get Spence done, make it happen. Why not? Anyway, you got Pops here. He wants to chime in. What do you want to say?
Yeah, I just want to say that me personally, I don't want to see this fight at all. I think I'm a big fan of GG, and I think that drastically his skills have dwindled a lot in the last couple of years, and I don't think that he will be able to keep up with Manny Pacquiao's activity in the ring, and even though people say Manny Pacquiao slowed down a bit, I think he still has enough speed and quickness to tire out a worn out mule like Golovkin, and I think he would beat him over because he'd be more active in the ring than Golovkin. I've seen Golovkin the last couple of fights, and he hasn't really impressed me like he did. After the last time I really had a big thing for Golovkin was when he fought Cal Brook. And other than that, I've lost all the fights that I've seen since then. He hasn't really shown me anything. I seen like the last fight, the fight before that, his skills are dwindling a lot. Whereas Manny Pacquiao, yes, he has slowed down, but he still's got the box skills. He still got the thing. I think he would tire out Golovkin, and I think if his punch output continues on, I think he would beat a GG on points on a UD, and I would take Golovkin. I would take out Pacquiao. Pacquiao, on the other hand, I really don't want him to move up. I wouldn't want him to move up, but if it did happen, I would pick Pacquiao because it was what I just told you about activeness in the ring. And the simple fact that Golovkin lost a lot of skills in the ring that I've seen in the last few years. But I really don't think it's a good idea for him. I would rather see him fight a Spence or a Crawford than to see GG to fight a GG. And again, I will agree with BT what he says. It would be if and when he does, and if that fight was to happen, and he did beat GG, then now he would become a 9 division champ. So there's something you got to look at. But me personally, I would prefer to see him fight either a Spence or a Crawford rather than GG.
Okay, and they say in boxing too, like that a good big man always beats a good little man, but Manny Pacquiao's an exceptional little man. So.
Yeah, he's got a lot of energy still. He's still got going on. I just I've not seen Golovkin fight to the level that I'm used to seeing him fight, and I get it. Years going by, and the knowledge he's had, I get all that. But at the same token, on this side of the coin, you got Pacquiao that's been around for ages, and he seems to defy time. And even though he's lost a step here and there, he's still got that quickness and that aggressiveness to go forward. And I think that eventually will tire out Golovkin.
Okay, well, we want to hear from you guys in the comments, so please feel free to leave your comments down below. How much of a chance would you give Manny Pacquiao moving up to 160 to fight Triple G if he ever was crazy enough to make that fight happen? Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Make sure you take the time to subscribe. Like I say in every single one of these videos, you can love me or you can hate me, but I'm just a kid from Dayton. So until next time, take care, guys.